laughing. Now, the person that we have in common knows a great deal about me, and I know nothing about this guy, but I just felt, the way he reached out to me, something was just really right, and I trusted it. I said, yeah, let's Zoom. In the Zoom, in the first 45 seconds, when he talked about what background was, he said he was former head of production for Warner Brothers Productions. Oh, really? I started laughing. He says, why? Oh, no, go on. And I told him Lifetime. And we had a discussion about that. He said, I'm willing to read anything else because it's for me to actually keep you there for beyond Lifetime. But how did I know exactly? Because how in the universe bring to you, and you can tell the fact that the vibration, if you trust it, emotions, and you believe it's going to happen, you will get opportunity after to bring it to you. And the first opportunity may not might be 26. But you have to trust. So every guy is, stranded, and he says, God will save me, and boat comes now, God will save me, another boat comes, that's okay, God will get me, and he dies, he goes to heaven. God said, what the fuck, I sent you 3 boats. Remember, when you put it out there, be open, and things that will help you achieve what you want will show up if you get your eyes open to see them.
Yeah. I never know when those connections snap into place. The universe is conspiring on your behalf. Love it. Love it. Thank you for that. And yay for that. Absolutely. When we, what is it? Pushing the rope uphill. It felt like pushing the rope uphill until suddenly connect.
Remember, the thing with the rope, I know the point, but let's really be serious. You take that rope, soak it in water, and freeze it. You can push it up a hill.
The thinking about then what is required on top of the new birdcage. What is required? Doing what is required. Attention. Notice. Be open. I take action. Begin living fully. My experience living fully today, all living as fully as I've lived so far. Gratitude for that today. Comprehending, not evaluating, but taking stock of all of the foundation, how awesome it is, how glorious, so magical, all these things coming together in beautiful, unexpected glory. Things continue to become available to me. My vision is accumulating resources resource, joyful folks. It's so cool. So I'm going to sit in that today a bit, and then other things stood out to me. Wow. About fill it with gratitude, joy, and celebration. Your harvest will reflect that. So, the activities, the people that I am in celebration with, numerous groups of people doing wonderful things. My harvest is reflecting that. And so putting more delight into these wonderful connections that I have, the blessing to be involved, deepen my connection, psychological ability, and and I can help you with that. How about it? Those are the two things that out to me. Talking about something, something's quirky with my mail service. I went to the post office and thought that I fixed it, but actually I think I broke it worse because I forgot that I didn't include on the slip, all the mail that needs to come to this address includes all my business, so I have to go back and fix it. So I guess I broke it different. So the little nudges, because I have to put it on my calendar to go get to the post office and or adjust my fix so that it's actually fixed. So thank you for today. Let's sit out to you, Nancy Slaughter.
I was listening and walking around and things too, and I heard you saying about your mail, and then what did you say about Nancy and
Oh, I just wanted to hear when I sent out to you the article.
I love the word delight. I love it because I have a delight problem. I am delighted in life, and some people have a problem with that. They are not delighted about it, and I've recognized this. So in this literature, that it's an ongoing flow of wonderful information on this platform. There is thousands and thousands of people that drift in and out each day. You guys have different people that drift in and out each day, and now there's the anonymous feature too. Who knows how many other hundreds of people you're reaching? And this information talks about delight. Take delight in the moment that you're in. You're alive. You're born for a purpose. You're not a mistake, and you have things to do that will make an impact in many ways you won't even know. And I take great delight in that. There's the long form of what I'm thinking.
Well, Nancy, if you don't know me by now, I'm a word person professionally and also, for myself. And I love to look at the roots and the bones of words because I study different languages, some of you might know. Delight, well, usually de, like decrease, decline, you know, is in a negation. So I think if delight means to anti-light something, like to darken something, to take light away from something, that's a word structure for something that should be really fun. But if you look at other words, you know, like diminish, well, it's the root. You liberate yourself. If I feel liberated to think and do whatever I want to do at any point because I'm completely free, well, you deliberate that and you do something very focused and particular and nothing else but that thing. Deliberate. Delight, I think, is a fun because it implies that there's a negation, but apparently not. It is a celebration. So there's your word geek here.
I love it.
Did anybody memorize when they were in 4th grade like I did? Be, and is, I was, were, been, has, had, do, does, did, can, could, should, will, would, may, might, must. I don't know why. My words were a big deal to me too. I was a little scholar. I loved going to school, and my favorite teacher put these things there. Even though we forget so many things, and we usually don't have things stick like that, that one thing I memorized has never gone away. That's kind of neat, isn't it?
Exactly. And, you know, taking stock of the things that we have memorized. Why do we memorize them? Because they were so frequent and neither good nor bad, neutral, but we keep it. And things we memorize because they're so fun and they're so happy. And sometimes we memorize things that are less than glorious too, because they take up deep emotional resonance. So your little phonics line there, how do you feel about that? How did you feel about it then, and how do you feel about it now? Is this something that gives you pride and happiness and it's good? Well, then it's taking up residence with a strong emotional positivity. So in today's article, how to life deliver, what we put out, what we get, and we can manufacture and produce happiness and certainty and joy online and deeply as we resonate and resonate and resonate. Back to the guy that I attracted, you know, that little call. Who knows if Trinity is delivering my goal or not, or when it might. It's kind of the issue of like what you put out definitely comes back to you, but some things come back instantaneously. Like if you bump into someone on the street, back to you immediately. If you put something on social media, it may be seen by people you never know when or how, and it may come back to you in a surprising way in the future. But it's that trust and that knowing and the certainty and the vibrations we put out there are being received and felt. Even if we can't see where they're going now, even if we can't feel who's receiving them and how now, just know that they are. I tell people on LinkedIn, some of my best connections in life have come from people who didn't like my posts, who didn't respond to my posts, but they saw them. But there was no physical evidence for most people that they had. That proves that what we do goes out there, even if there's not immediate evidence, but we have to trust in ways we can. I mean,
Totally agree with that. And those very words, be, is, may, might, must, is, are, was. The helping verbs, when you think about it, those set of words are all what was, what is, what could be. You know, it's neat. Language is fascinating, and that's what we use. It's also dangerous. It's what society also uses to write things down, and so it is.
Yes. So what look at my recording. What is the quality of my recorded history? I love that series that I started a short while back with editing. Being the director of my movie, choosing to change, edit, be about the feeling I prefer in the future. Be about it now. And to take a little, I was getting the image of cheese stuck to the baking pan. I'm trying to catch the words for this thing in my mind. I can leave whatever history and learning and all the things that maybe didn't seem that they went so great at the time. Noticing all the wonderful opportunities for observation, learning, and delight. So, the words that I choose to use about those things are so powerful. You take responsibility for that. The responsibility for the words that I'm using, the words that I used in the past, and the words that I choose to use today. That's cool. Thank you.
Thanks for that. You know, while you were speaking, you fed my brain, my mind another way. The idea that the past is pure memory and the future is pure imagination. Now, how many people say I'm terrified of the past? No, I don't say that. How many people say I'm scared about the future? I'm scared about, I'm frightened of what's going to happen next month, or where am I going to be? So that is what we're saying. The future is a realm of, I am imagining terror. I'm imagining pain. Think about that. That is so interesting that we use our mind. If we're worried about how we're going to live and how we're going to be in the future, or we're going to be lonely, or whatever it is, we're using our imagination to think something less than glorious. As simple as that is, look how deep that is. Imagination. Why would we imagine something awful? Something hasn't even happened yet. It's really interesting. Well, again, if anything is connected to what Rex told us months and months ago, that our autonomic system that's in us that identifies threats to our physical is very keenly aligned to our body, and we shouldn't reject it. We should be thankful for keeping us alive and making sure we didn't veer off the road and we snapped back to attention before we would have tumbled off a cliff, or we didn't go down that dark alley, or we didn't take that step, or we didn't do, all those things that have kept us alive. We should say thank you for. But at the same time, if our imagination is connected to imagining pain in the future, what is our imagination doing? Get control of your imagination. It's a powerful, powerful little bar, and point it only in the best direction. Don't scold it. with a nice sweet cookie of abundance, love, and health.
Cool. Yeah.
I love that, Paul. Don't scold it. Don't scold something creative, colorful, and full of potential.
Appreciate. Example of all the mail that I can't receive if I don't refix. If I don't refix the delivery card. So funny. This thought of another entity that's not on the list. So in the energy of not of abundance. Then I think about the example that came up before of if I'm standing under an umbrella. So if there's abundance is coming all the time in different ways, and how different the energy is if I'm standing under an umbrella, not going to get to me. The umbrella drops. So we are here every day, 8:30 a.m. Pacific. Please get this blog post in your email inbox by going to gratitudeactivator.com. You can have contact with this team before, during, and or after the room returns. Yay. All right.
Yes, imagine the very, very best. It may not come true, but it's better than not thinking that.
It is. Yay.
Then something else will come true. Something.
Mhm.
Yeah, the universe knows a little bit more than we do as a collective. As long as we're saying this is what we're eating in an order to a restaurant saying, I want something spicy, vegetarian, delicious, not to create, or even better.
Yay.
Yay! Also, Deanna, I earlier in the beginning of this room, you said about helping the horses. This idea that I've been telling you guys about for a while, but it is. But it's also my involvement in wanting to do it began because I started a horse rescue and I hadn't touched horses for years. I hadn't smelled them, heard them, felt them, just served them, shoveled their muck for a long time. I had stored it far away in another lifetime when I had my own horse as a kid. I forgot. And I also wasn't doing anything else in my life that was connecting me to the present moment and healing. I was just stuck in, constant one thing after another. Immediately when I was around the horses, I started healing just right away, and I felt it, and everyone around me was like, wow,